I would like to go to Babs. You are at the helm of affairs of an organization, the Nigeria LNG, that has demonstrated over the years a complete commitment to education. A lot of folks have actually been uplifted by the LNG Literary Prize, which is done on an annual basis. So you're walking the walk and talking the talk. Are there any other solutions that you believe that can be brought to bear in order to push the Nigerian Education Initiative forward?
Thank you. Thank you very much. I think indeed, as the speaker said, there was one area in the scorecard that seemed to show some progress, at least that scored a C. It was in partnerships. And I think...
Sorry, Babs, just a quick announcement.
Forgive me.
I wanted to get everybody to turn off their phones. The reason why you hear the static is that the microphones are all wireless. So anywhere in the audience you are, please turn off your phones because it's gonna interact with the microphones. All our microphones are wireless, which means your telecommunications gadgets are also wireless. Thank you very much. Go ahead.
So I think in terms of partnership, it's indeed quite critical in the education sector, and many of the private sector, as I think the speaker showed, are very keenly interested. Because as she showed in the warehouse, the output that come out from our education system is not of the quality that can enable the industries to develop quite a lot. So we do find ourselves spending quite a lot to just recruit. We're trying to recruit 100 graduates currently. We've had more than 40,000 applications. We've had to conduct tests for this. By the time we get the 100, we will again have to train them, send them overseas to even make them better. So the 100 that is at the top, we still need a lot. So we are committed as most in the industry, but there's still quite a lot we are doing. I think if you look at Nigeria LNG, apart from the prize in literature that you mentioned, in Bonny, where we are located as an example, we have built also a vocational school, because one of the issues in Nigeria is we seem to concentrate on the blue-collar type of jobs. And that, I think, has been helping to also create value in the industry. But also in the schools in Bonny, apart from building structures, we also pay what we call top-up for teachers to help encourage them to stay on the job and focus. But I must say that the pass rate still, despite all of that, is not going as well as we could. I think if there's one thing I will mention on that, I think the society is also, has a role as well, parents and the society. Because it does look to us like a lot of children these days prefer to go into politics than to think of going into some of the more educational system. But for us, I think later this afternoon again, we will be announcing some major partnerships again that we'll be having with universities in the country. So the key for me is that partnership is a key element of the solution, and the industry is ready because we need the quality that is necessary for our industries to grow.
Thank you very much, Babs. Victor, you are from Singapore. The theme of this panel is education for what purpose? From your experience in Singapore, what is the purpose for education for Nigeria? And how can we learn from the experiences of the Singapore miracle and bring those initiatives to bear for our people?
Singapore went through those periods of economic development. And yesterday we were introduced to the World Economic Forum Global Competitiveness Index. And if you look at it, Singapore is number 2 in the whole world. Switzerland is number 1. And Singapore we did not come there by accident. We work on it intentionally. And education is very important to Singapore because we have no resources. We don't have natural resources. We don't have minerals. We don't have a hinterland. We don't even have water. We have to buy from our neighbor.
Wow.
And So we have one resource, human beings, a lot of hungry people. And so we came out of the war in an economic situation of abject poverty. Since we have no other resources, we focus on the human resource. We have to wrestle with this issue. What then is the purpose of our education? We came to the realization that the primary purpose of education is to teach our people how to live. And this is totally in agreement with our honorable keynote speaker. Because at the end of the day, if we only focus about teaching the people how to make a living, then we create a population of economic animals. We create a population of cowboys, and we don't want that. So I echo our keynote speaker that the purpose of education, the primary purpose, should be to teach people how to live, which means we are talking about having values and character that build a better society. Then secondly, we have to talk about teaching our people how to make a living so that they can become marketable or employable, and they can be, like we mentioned, they are relevant to the society, and they can make a contribution to the nation to alleviate poverty, to create wealth by their contribution. We have come from a very poor country. When we got independence in 1965, our GDP per capita was about $400. So it's a very poor country. Today, our GDP per capita is over 60,000. And so we need to help our people, our population, to get out of their generational poverty trap. And all the sociologists, leaders everywhere recognize that one of the ways people get out of their poverty trap is through good education. And the way we did this is we make sure that our curriculum, our teachers, our educational system is good, well-equipped, and well-funded. And also, as it relates to the economy and global competitiveness, we are always scanning the horizon to see where are the mega trends, where is the world going, so that we do not teach our people things that are of no use.
Exactly. Thank you.